Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? I shared some self-care tips with everyone. And what I said in those videos is we're going to deep dive into each of those tips for self-care. So today I want to talk about mental health and wellness. And so that's the first tip for self-care. Because if we are not mentally and emotionally okay internally, then everything else falls apart. So I do have some notes because I want to make sure that I touch all the high points on this, and we're deep diving. It's not going to be very, very long. This also has some bullet points, and I'll just touch on those. If you feel like you need more, just reach out. Whether you reach out to me or other resources, there are lots of help out there. So just reach out to someone. So the first thing is mindfulness and meditation. So staying present is very, very important when we are going through things. Because if we start thinking about the past and we're not present, then we're going to get wrapped up in that. Okay, that's what we're creating. Thoughts become things. So staying present, learning some techniques, some breathing techniques will help you to increase your focus and help clear some of that clutter that's happening internally. Okay, remember when we have the clutter, it's like cobwebs. You have to go and you have to dust it out. So this is what we're doing with meditation. Okay, sometimes it's really hard to meditate because you can't focus, but you feel like you're everywhere. You just come back into the breathing. Come back into your breathing, and even if you start 3 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, whatever it takes, sit down, close your eyes, set your alarm for 5 minutes. Set an alarm for 5 minutes on your phone, so that way you don't have to keep checking time to see when that time's up. It'll go off and you'll stop. Every time you feel you're going away from your thought, just come back. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. That'll help you to refocus. Okay? The second thing is sometimes we need outside help. We need therapy and counseling. But if you feel like that's not what you want to do, you don't want to sit there and talk about whatever issues it is, there are a lot of resources. You have support, maybe a good friend, family members that you can talk to. But there are a lot of people out there that you can reach out to for support. So you want to make sure that you're getting support from others. You want to explore your past experiences, clear that out so you're making space for the new ones. If you can't do that on your own, then that's where you need help. That's where you need the therapy and the counseling from a professional. Okay? So be mindful of that. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't think that you can solve it yourself when you're just stirring in those emotions of the past. Okay, because we have to clear that clutter again in order to bring in the new, to breathe in the new. Journaling, guys. Journaling is so very important. Writing out your thoughts help you to clear some clutter. Because when you write it out, you hear it and see it a little bit different than when it's stuck here in the head. So write out your thoughts, everything that you're thinking. You also, what has worked for me in the past, and which I love and has worked for so many, is a gratitude journal. A gratitude journal has turned lives around. So when we're in our dark moments and we think there's nothing to be grateful for because we feel everything's going wrong in our life, you take out a piece of paper and a pen on your phone, have a gratitude journal wherever it is, and just write the things you're grateful for. It could just be, thank you for waking up this morning. I'm so grateful that I woke up this morning. I am so grateful that I have a roof over my head. I am so grateful that I have food in my house. I'm so grateful that I have a breath, that I'm giving another day. So even when things are at our lowest, or we are at our lowest, there's still things to be grateful for. Write it out. Write it out every day. If you can write 3 things every day you're grateful for. And you know what? I tell people, if you have to write the 3 things, the 3 things have to be the same, then write it out 3 times. But just be grateful. Just write it out. It'll help. Stress management. Wow. I think we all struggle with stress management. We don't have the time. We don't make the time. We want more hours in the day. So we don't know how to manage the stress that's coming. So again, all of these things we're talking about will fall into each other. Okay, so stress management, find time to relax. Even if it's 5 minutes to do some deep breathing. Go get a massage, get a manicure, a pedicure, whatever it may take. Go to the lake, sit out there for 10 or 15 minutes, read a book, watch the birds, the ducks, the water, whatever it is. Take 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, or if you can afford more time than that, then you do that. Stress management is what's killing a whole lot of us here today. We have to learn to control that. And so there's so many resources out there. There's so many things you can do. Simple things. Even when you feel you don't have the time in the day to do these things, you do. So please take the time to do that. Engage in some activities that bring you joy. Whether it's painting or crocheting or reading or hiking or playing a sport, whatever brings you joy will release some stress management from you. So start that. Start slow, start small, but start somewhere. Physical health is so important. So exercise, eating healthy, those things are important, because if our body is not feeling right, everything will fall into place. We would not be able to do things we need to do for stress management, or feeling like getting out of bed and journaling. So we have to have healthy bodies in order to go through our day. For those of us who have kids and you have a busy life, or you're running businesses, whatever it might be, you have to stay active in order to keep your body moving. Some of us sit in front of a computer all day long, and we just don't have the time to get up. One of the things that we've incorporated with my team is we have an alarm set. And so at certain times we would get up and we would do some standing push-ups or some standing sit-ups. We're doing some activities because we're sitting a lot. So find time to do that. And also don't forget to take your vitamins. Whatever vitamins that your doctor says that your body needs, be sure you're taking some vitamins. Those of you who like the homeopathic things, then there's so many things you can do in lieu or in place of vitamins. But be sure you're putting good stuff into your body. Building resilience. So building resilience is staying positive, having positive thoughts. So when things come up, we tend to think of the negative. My gosh, I don't know where I'm going to find the time to do this. Or, oh my gosh, this is so much work, I'm not going to get it done in time. Things like that, where I can't do this, or I don't know how, or I'm not good enough, or whatever those things are. We're always in the negative. Okay, so how about if we turn that around and say, let me see what I can move around so that I can get this task done. Let me see who I need to speak to help me with this project, because I'm not really sure how to do it myself. Guys, you do not have to go through life by yourself. Whether you have a partner, whether you have family members or not, you do not have to go through this thing we call life, by ourselves. There's so many resources out there, so many people willing to help. All you have to do is ask. So please just ask. The other thing is setting goals. Okay, so when you set goals, that makes it a little bit easier for you. And when you set goals, you have those that you're gonna set for the long term. But when you set your short-term goals, break it down. Make it doable, monthly, weekly, daily. So break that down and make it easier for you. The next thing is social connections. Okay, social connections are really, really, really important for our mental health. The people we have around us are the people who will help us or make us or break us, right? So you want to choose your social connection to help with your mental health. Okay, you want to have like-minded people. You want to have people that you can discuss. If you're a business owner, you want to have people where you can discuss your business, the good things and the bad things, the people who will give you solutions, not the ones who are going to say, well, you shouldn't be doing that. You should just give that up, right? We're not going to give things up. We want help to make it better. And so sometimes the people around us is not good for our mental health. So find your social connections that are aligned with you. When you have social connections that are aligned with you, it's going to help you grow and get out of certain mindsets because you're with like-minded people. They're sharing ideas, they're sharing their thoughts, they're giving you advice, good advice, right? You may not be able to take all of it, but you're hearing it. Relationships with your family, that's important. Family is a core value for most of us, but sometimes you have to cut that. Sometimes it's not good for your mental health. So you step back. You step back, but remember, family will always be family. So that's a very fine line. It's a very fine line. If it's messing with your mental health, then you have to fix that. You always have to take care of you. You have to take care of you first. And then, of course, your community. Their community out there, go out and volunteer and do things that will help you build a social connection if you don't have one. I love this one, self-compassion, because we are our worst critiques. We will criticize ourselves to the max, where on the other hand, we're telling the other person how great they are. My gosh, you're doing such a good job. It's going to be okay. And you're encouraging them. Why can't we do that to us? Oh my gosh, Sabrina, you're doing so great. It's going to be okay. It's a little struggle here and there, but it's going to be fine. You are awesome. You stand in the mirror and you tell yourself that. I can do this. You've heard me say before that a long time ago my son told me, can't is not a word in the dictionary. And it really isn't. I can't do something? What about I can, I will, and I am? You shift that I can't with those words. So have some compassion for yourself. Start saying words of affirmation and pouring back into you. Because we pour into others. We are givers. We're always sharing thoughts with others and we're lifting others. But we have to start with ourselves. And that's not selfish. That's not selfish. So start doing that. Work-life balance. So we have to also have that. Because you have many people out there, they're workaholics. Families are getting neglected, pets might be getting neglected, friends are getting neglected, everything, self-care is getting neglected. So work-life balance is very important. If you have a family, of course you have to spend enough time with them. If you don't have a family, you still need work-life balance so that you can take care of you, so that you can do your self-care things. So work-life balance is very, very important. Take breaks in between work. You know, like we do here with my team. We get up and we do these exercises. We take these breaks. We had to set an alarm to remember that. Whatever it takes, do that. Do that. So with these points today on mental health and wellness, I hope that you've gotten something, even if it's one thing, out of everything we've talked about. And I would love for you to share it with others. This channel here, it's for us to, this is my encouragement video, one of my encouragement videos, but it's for us to share with others. When the word gets out, there might be someone who's sitting there not knowing what to do or how to do it. So share these videos with your friends, your family, with your colleagues. You never know who's going to need it. And if you need resources, you need help, just ask. Please just ask. Until next time, this is Sabrina Hussein. Bye-bye.